Hi, my Heart Centric friends. Today I'm going to talk to you about spiritual wisdom and how it meets up with AI. AI is powerful, but wisdom is even more powerful. And our wisdom can be augmented by the use of AI. Today I'll talk with you about how to bring your spiritual practices into relationship with technology and how spiritual entrepreneurs can actually benefit by the use of AI in judicious and heart-centric ways. AI isn't here to replace your wisdom. It's here to amplify it. When we approach it with intention, it becomes a partner in alignment, not just in efficiency. I'm hoping that what I share with you will give you some transformational thought. So you're just not listening to things that I say, but that it gives you something to consider as you move forward in your AI journey. In the next few minutes, I'll have a simple framework in the use of AI without losing your values. And my hope is that you'll shift from guilt or hesitation in using it, being concerned that it might overshadow the gifts that you have and that you are here to serve the world with. Seeing AI as a mirror for your values, to confirm how you're feeling and what you're thinking, or to maybe even trigger something in you to give you greater thought. I know that I have had that happen to me where I've thought, this will work, or I think that'll work. And then I'll ask something of AI and it'll give me a different thought and I'll go, wow, I didn't think of that. So it's a nice mirror to bounce ideas off of. And I'll give you a tool that gives you more time to live with all of that. I once coached a client not too long ago who felt guilty about using AI, thinking that it would diminish her involvement with her clients because she was using some automation tools, or that it felt like it's cheating, and we reframed it. I helped her understand that by using AI in certain ways to make her processes and her booking more efficient, she was spending time on what really mattered, which was giving her heart and her insight and her consideration to her clients instead of doing paperwork or trying to get processes in place. In using AI, she was able to book more clients, have the system make certain and confirm that they were showing up, and even triggering things to indicate and ask the clients how they were doing. Whereas she was doing that manually, sending emails, asking for where they were in the things they were working on, and keeping them accountable. So AI allowed her to help them become accountable both to her and to them, and to achieve the results that they wanted. The first thing I'd suggest to you that when you start using AI, and even if you've been using it for a while, is to be mindful of your intentions in using it. So you can frame your prompt that in a way that says, I have this value or these set of values that I want to make sure are accommodated for when I'm getting answers from you. And my intention is whatever that intention is. And then ask your question or pose your situation and see how AI provides more information. You can even ask it to give you the responses that are clear. So ask it to write in clarity, with kindness, with compassion if it's a tough subject. You can indicate to AI to treat what the responses should be as if you're being taught by it. So that means it will frame its responses without assumption on its part that you already know what it means. Now, you may have to tweak it a little bit because I've done that, and it will give me long, verbose answers. And I'm like, okay, I do understand some of these words. So it's a matter of working with it until you're clear and it's clear on the type and level of responses that you need. As I mentioned before about compassion, you can also ask it for very simplified answers to your questions and prompts so that you're getting information that's reasonable. And if you're going to use that answer to respond to somebody, you want to make sure it's in your voice, that it is the words you would use. I mean, I use certain words kind of regularly, and people know when I type an email, even when I call them on the phone, They know it's me. They know by the way the tone I use when it's voice, even the tone of writing. If you hadn't noticed that writing has a tone too, and you can certainly tell it. We'll give you data, but then you will rewrite it or augment it or change words in it so that it speaks as if it was you and that you can use it. And balance. That's the next part of this. You need to use balance with AI. You want to use technology for things that will make sense, but then it's always about your heart. So I start pretty much every day with any of my interactions with AI with saying that to the AI. Remember, AI. This is what my focus is. And since my business is Heart Centric AI, it doesn't run away from me that much because I'm always thinking about the heart. But if your business is not that focused on that element right off the bat, you might have to step back and say that to the AI, say it to yourself so that you remember. Like I was just telling one of my business associates this morning who called me about, he's my insurance agent, but it was unrelated. He was telling me about some issues that were happening in his world. And I sat with a warm heart and with ears listening and trying to be supportive. And as we chatted, I glanced down at something on my desk. And that something on my desk is a mirror. And on the top of this mirror, it says, I don't think you can see it on the screen, but customers can always hear you smile. And it is so true because if you stop and smile and talk when you smile on the phone, it's evident. And you might not think it might be a nuance, but that's part of making sure the heart stays with AI. And by prefacing and framing your prompts in such a fashion, you'll get the smiles back in your responses. If this was helpful to you, I encourage you to subscribe and share how you want to weave your values into using technology and AI. And in the next couple of weeks, I'm releasing an expanded series on this topic with a spiritual framework for AI, intentions, discernment, compassion, balance, and curiosity. It will be a several-week seminar series, if you will, with interactive discussions with me. So I would encourage you to go to my website, heartcentricai.com, and at least sign up for the newsletter. And in another week or so, I'll have the proposed dates out there for the webinar series that I'll be offering very soon. So check the calendar link and certainly sign up for the newsletter so that you'll keep informed. If any of this resonated with you, please comment below, like, share, and let me know what you think. Have a great day. Thank you.